Guamgo in August already acknowledged that he wanted to make a hit piece on me, which is a published article or post aiming to sway public opinion, especially presenting false or biased information in a way that appears objective and truthful. My words have been taken out of context, exaggerated, and I've been lied about. So in this video, I'm going to over-explain everything so there's no room for misinterpretation for anything that I say. Please know I've never been silent about the situation. I've been silenced. I've always wanted to publicly talk about this, but Guamgo has actively encouraged his community to mass report me so that he can get away with his lies.
Videos that I think that you guys can mass report.
The biggest lie that he told was making up ages for certain women. If you watch his video, and I'm not trolling, he dead just makes up ages with no evidence. I told one of the owners that I'm in contact with, hey, how about you cross compare when you told me to join VC with the day that you paid somebody and tell me who this girl is so we can get in contact with them so she can ID herself. And so that's quite literally what we did. Wait, so how old are you?
I'm 18. Leave me my twit alone.
I even offered Guamgo the full unedited recordings if he gave me any evidence for the ages that he said. In fact, anytime I asked for any evidence of anything that he said, he just no comments it. Like, he just doesn't say anything about it. The reason why he doesn't comment on it is because he has no evidence. Like, he knows nothing about the server. And in fact, he asked me if one of the people who were just casually in the server, he asked if that was the owner. Unfortunately, I can't prove that because Guamgo won't drop me any of our conversations or my conversation with Schlep, and neither will Schlep. My recordings were taken heavily out of context, and I don't have access to them to prove that they were taken out of context. And despite it being over a month since Guamgo said that he would drop the full recordings, he still hasn't. And that's because if he dropped the actual unedited recordings, then it would be blatantly obvious that he took my words, used them, and made his own narrative out of them. Mind you, he already intended on making a hit piece, and I just proved that he intentionally lied about these girls' ages, because if you watch the video, he doesn't say allegedly or anything. He makes it seem as if it's true. He purposefully lied about these girls' ages to make my reputation seem as bad as possible. And I heavily disagree with the fact that the server had anything to do with endangerment content or extortion. And if you disagree with me, then please show evidence for it, because so far out of all the videos I've seen, nobody has shown evidence for any of this. And you might be asking, how do you show evidence of this if the content itself is illegal? And that's very easy. If there is a victim, then simply get in contact with them and have them testify and show proof that they were in the server and that they did something. Or you can show that they got extorted, because apparently it's an extortion server. In fact, to say that the entire server was an endangerment extortion group, you show that in the server that they were actively talking about maybe different rules set in place for the distribution of it, or a victim's testimony where she can show evidence that the owners like extorted her and then distributed her own, you know. I wonder why you can't do that and why you have no evidence for it. And I understand why Schlep said that in the first place for Guamgo to pick it up. Schlep said it because he has a negative perception of calm. I do too, but people are saying that this server was associated with 764. I don't think you know what 764 is. You don't know any members from it. You don't know anything. Like, you guys are just naming groups. The owners of the server, by the way, are completely public with completely public social media. I don't think these guys will have a large scale felony on their hands and just have public social media where they show their face and give people their names. But I understand that Schlep doesn't know the difference between calm, social calm, extort calm, organized crime groups. He thinks that the average guy with the anime profile picture with the name Baking Fraud is associated with 764. And like, okay, but if you could show me actual evidence that shows that everything I'm saying right now is a bunch of balagna, then I'll happily delete my entire channel, but you won't see it happen. And I've also numerous times have went back on my word and said that the server didn't get banned because the server didn't get banned. I was told way back when I first made the video that the vanity just got taken. It was backdoored. I said this. I even had a different owner tell me the same shit again. I just had it confused with other servers that did actually get banned, but the server that I made a video on was never banned. And if it did, someone show me this where it says that the server got banned and that it was in June. As I've already said, everything I said to Schlep was a bunch of pee poo poo. I want you to have thousands of people to harass you and then talk to the most popular Roblox YouTuber right now and see how much you fumble your fucking words. And unfortunately, I can't unfumble my words or give context to the things I said because Schlep won't give me the recording. And even though Guamgo knows that both me and Schlep have consent to for me to get the recording, Guamgo will not give me the recording. And if he does drop the recording, there's someone out there who's like tech savvy, like use metadata or whatever to like make sure it's like the actual unedited OG. I was very comfortable with the idea of this server. That's why Callisti was directly involved. And I even got one of my other friends, Vincent's, to sit there and record it. It's not like I didn't know he was recording that conversation in particular. Like, I got him in that VC so that he could record, because this server isn't what people are saying it is. And if it is, then show like actual evidence. And no text to speech used a screenshot of a supposed minor being on one one of these stages, but we have no context for what the fuck is going on. We have no idea if this is a sexual stage. I have no idea who this girl is or when this took place, so I can't get in contact with them or ask the owners about it. And I understand that you watching, you probably don't want to give the server the benefit of the doubt, but when it comes to shit like this, we literally just don't know. My video was meant to be an expose video because I've said this in the past too. My video was meant to be a hit piece on the server because owners disagree with what other owners were doing in the server. This server had 10 owners and however many other people who bought roles or permissions to be in the server. And there was a lot of infighting, and that's why the vanity got taken in the first place.
Basically, at the time, we would like get staff know how to get activity and shit, and we didn't. In no moment like a staff would like try to make an event behind our backs, we would strip them and hard ban them because we already know like the staff be doing some dumb shit. They don't know what they're doing. We would do like reward events. Other people who would win prizes, we would do like blind dates and other shit like that. But we barely did like events like that. And people like to backdoor, like they backdoor to like Baki backdoor to vanity slash I don't remember the exact amount. He charged us all of money to even get the vanity back. So they made a second server. I wasn't a part of the second server, but I do know stuff about it. They made a second server called /late.
And I've been saying this the entire time. My story hasn't changed about what I've been talking about. And I know I've made like 30 response videos, so in some videos I'm not saying certain details while I'm saying other details in certain other videos. My bad, I know it's been hectic. But the core story I've been saying hasn't changed, and I fully believe that this server had no involvement in illegal material, and if it does, then I have no evidence of it. And I implore anyone who has evidence of it to come forward and make their own videos showing the evidence that they may have. But there isn't enough evidence for the server that I made a video on that there was a organized crime group that was constantly getting in new and new victims to extort. There's not enough evidence of it. All I've seen is commentary YouTubers, and I don't know if they're intentionally lying or not, but everyone is using evidence that doesn't really prove anything. I exposed the server for what it was, but you guys saying this and that with showing no evidence at all is very like draining. Like you guys aren't actually showing anything. And when you're throwing a claim saying that the entire server was about CSAM and extortion, but you're not showing me any evidence for it, how am I supposed to put defend against that? That it doesn't make sense. How do I prove that something didn't happen when no one is proving that it did happen? And people are also questioning me on what I meant by functionally homeless, and they're using evidence of me having money 2 months after I made the video to say that I wasn't in the situation I was in at the time. What I meant by functionally homeless is that I did not have secure homing at the time. And for comparison, imagine if you were kicked out and you were living in B&Bs, at a friend's house, at hotels or motels. You don't have consistent homing to go to. If all you can do is rent out a B&B or a motel for a limited time, I consider you maybe a step above homelessness. And that's the situation I've been in numerous times, even as like a teenager. I'm still a teenager, but you know what I mean. Like as young as 13, 14, you know. At the time of me making the video, I had $1,000 to my name. 1,200, which went up to 1,800 later on after the video, you know, in the progress of the video. I had $1,200 when I was initially contacted, and $1,200 is a decent amount of money, but that only lasts so long when you're not in a house. On top of buying temporary housing, you also have to afford food, you also have to afford transportation, and I have medical shit that I need to buy. And I'm not under insurance. I don't pay for insurance. I don't have any insurance, so I have to pay for anything medical out my pocket. The big thing that costs money is, you know, dental care. Like I've had infections in my mouth because I didn't take care of the cavities that I had that I didn't even know I had, because it costs $100 for a checkup, and it costs like $20 for like the prescribed mouthwash they had, you know, to help with inflammation and stuff. I'm not lying about being some poor bitch. Like I've talked about numerous times on my channel during live streams or videos that I live in an economically poor area. I live in the fucking country. I live in the woods. It's probably a foreign idea to you guys that I don't even have a hospital in my area. We have to drive into another city like 30 minutes away just to get to a hospital.
You could still rent out a really good house with a pool, apartment with a pool for that money.
And that just kind of shows that Gromgo has no idea what he's talking about. He thinks that if you have like $1,800 in your bank account, that you can rent out like an apartment for $1,200. That's not how that works. The landlord would fucking laugh at me. Like, you technically have the money to pay for it, but they won't give it to you. If you want to do research on how apartments work, then go ahead and do that. But even if I could afford an apartment like that, then I would have $500 left that I wouldn't have had otherwise And that's for food, transportation, and anything else that I might have needed. And plus, I have been looking for an apartment, and I've been asking people how to get an apartment while telling them that I've been getting kicked out. And I had that one community post where I was telling my entire community that I had got kicked out again. Like I've been kicked out of my house a lot of times. I live in not in an abusive situation, but a very toxic one. I'm in a very toxic environment. My main point is I didn't just make this up randomly when all this shit started coming down. Like this has been a situation for me for the longest. And people are saying that I'm lying about my position then because I had money 2 months afterwards. Like what are you talking about? And people also say that I have like a community of kids when for the longest time I've said that I don't make kids content. I don't hang around with kids. The people I meet in my Discord server aren't kids. Like I don't meet people who are like young, like they're not squeakers. And on my channel, I mean, I made some funny Roblox gameplay, but I cursed. I talk about the inevitability of death. I talked about taxes. I especially talk about my fear of death and how we're gonna be non-existent, but at the same time I've had suicidal tendencies and I've tried to kill myself in the past. Like I'm very open about my mental health on my channel. It wasn't like some new thing that I brought up because I was getting shamed. No, when I did my face reveal, if you guys remember, I was literally talking about how much I wanted to fucking kill myself. Like what are we talking about? Even in the video where I met my online friends in real life, I literally had a segment where I talked to my mom about my mental health, and I told her that it really affected her because she felt like she blamed herself for my mental health. What I'm trying to say is that this wasn't a new thing that I just brought up randomly. Like I've been talking about my mental health, and the reason I have been so comfortable with saying it is because I feel like we don't have enough social media influencers who actually talk about their mental health. Right now, I want you to prove to me that Bigfoot doesn't exist. And if you can't prove to me that Bigfoot doesn't exist, then I'm going to assume that he exists. That's how I feel right now. I have to prove that something didn't happen. And no one is showing proof that it did happen. No one is showing victim testimony or maybe archives of people talking about it. No one is doing that, but what they are doing is that they're saying that it did happen. I have to prove that it didn't happen. And the main person who made these allegations did so with ill intent. I don't believe that No Text-to-Speech or Schlub have any ill intent, to be honest. Even though Schlub won't give me the recordings and No Text-to-Speech made this video without talking to me, I don't believe they have any ill intent. But I believe that Gromgo fully does, and he knows his position right now, and that's why he's able to so freely lie about me, because he knows the fact that nobody will believe me. Like that one time he banned me from the Roblox Court Discord server because I called him gay, and then lied and said I was purging messages. If he was just someone that talked about this and had a very biased opinion, then it wouldn't matter that much. But this is the person that everyone is getting their information from, and he's not even showing evidence for what he's saying. If you know Gromgo's history of doxing, exaggerating allegations, striking people who disagree with him like Parlo and Devalk and many others, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And when I tried to show that he did all of this shit, I got caught a deflector. But my offer is so sense, if Gromgo can show me any evidence of the girls' ages that he lied about, that if he can show me why he said that, then I'll gladly share him the screen recordings that are very insightful, by the way, the full unedited screen recordings. I'll share it, I'll publish it. But if he can't do that, then you guys have to just wait until I make my main channel video. It's going to be a minute because Gromgo has actively told his community to mass report me, so I'm kind of scared that if I upload again, I'll receive a third strike and my channel is taken down. And of course, I know about all the other small allegations I have to address that I've already talked about and kind of disproven, but I'll talk about them again. Like, I don't know why, but people are bringing up the fact that I'm whimpering on stream. If you look through my comment section once on TikTok, you guys will see that I never fucking whimpered on stream. Obviously, this is not the only video I'm going to be making. I have to talk about a whole bunch of other shit, other allegations that people may have levied against me. If you have any questions, I'll happily answer it in the comments. Oh, before I end the video, there's a lot of misinformation going around that like Shug was involved with me or something. I have no idea who Shug is. I never DM'd him. The server had like 20 owners. I couldn't background and know every single fucking owner. And the server was never promoted on Roblox either. Yes, I said that in the video. The video was a fucking hit piece, okay? If Gromgo drops the full recording, you guys will hear me talk about the bots and the fact that there was a girl saying that she was being paid to promote the server, and they deny all those allegations in a very private conversation. Like, it was never promoted on Roblox. There's a bot going around promoting different Discord servers like /wire or things, but yeah, itself was never promoted. If his sister servers were maybe promoted, I don't know, but /yeah was never promoted. I just used the fact that it was an ongoing issue at the time and put that in my video. And even in my video, you don't even see /yeah anywhere. Just wanted to bring that up before I end this video. And if anyone can show me evidence that it was promoted on Roblox other than my video that was made for entertainment, then go ahead. And by the way, I don't think size makes your opinion more valuable. I want you guys to look at evidence of stuff, and obviously in this video I couldn't show as much evidence as I would want to. I'm still working on larger videos. It's very hard to prove that something doesn't exist. But I'm going to sit here. I'm going to talk to people who was in the server. I'm going to do a whole bunch of research before making my main channel video. Jesus Christ, I'm stuttering. But I'm not going to edit any of this out. In fact, I want to confess something. Me, Landon, Calicity, we all watch gay porn and VC together.